Have you seen the Solo, that movie?
Free Solo.
Yeah.
Free Solo.
It made the climber look so bad. I really didn't enjoy
Alex?
his character in the documentary because he was basically ready to break up with his girlfriend because she didn't hold the rope tight enough and he fell. Well, who cares? Get over it.
I think base jumpers in general are inherently selfish.
Yeah, well, that surprised you?
Yeah, that didn't surprise me.
Yeah, it was like, that's like,
But
all athletes are
I thought he
crazy.
was more compassionate than I thought he was going to be. I was surprised that he was so human doing that stuff. Did you see Free Solo?
Yeah, I wasn't terribly surprised, but I'm so surprised by her tolerance. Because there was a moment he said, "I will pick climbing over her without fail."
Yeah.
So that was.
No, those people they're narcissists. You can't do that without being a narcissist.
Yeah.
But that's what an honest filmmaker should say. You should say, hey, here we're portraying a person who is completely imperfect, and most likely you don't want to be in a relationship with him. We can glorify his climbing, but let's just leave it there. Let's not make him a poster boy for what our children should be.
Yeah.
I do not want my kids to be like Alex Hanel.
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely not. Yeah, I mean,
He had a weird childhood though. He
Yeah.
wasn't ever told he was loved. So.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he told he couldn't hug. It was just a story of an imperfect human being for sure.
Yeah. The thing you just said though, I've always debated this internally: is our athletes narcissists, similar to artists, or are they just self-involved? Because they are sometimes they do have a serious sense of low self-worth.
Yeah. Especially individual athletes.
Yes.
Team athletes sublimate their ego for the greater good, but
Right.
individual athletes are absolutely. If you're not a narcissist, you're going to get blown out of the water. If you're swimming, or if you're going to get blown out, whatever it is.
I definitely feel like a different person on race day.
Yeah. I have no issues at all. I just,
The documentary
with you.
you will enjoy if you enjoyed Free Solo is Dawn Wall. It's
Oh,
about
that's
Tommy
so
who
good.
was
the other guy,
the other guy.
who thought
And
he was too far out there.
Yeah.
Tommy was amazing. He was climbing Dawn Wall on El Capitan
Yeah.
with another guy, and another guy couldn't perform one particular transition and just couldn't get through it. And Tommy said, you know what, I'm not climbing the rest of the way until you make it. I'm gonna wait here, and if you're not gonna make it, we're not gonna finish the mountain. That was a completely unexpected move. Anti-narcissist.
Yeah.
It's
Well, you saw him in the movie Free Solo having a really hard time with this whole thing.
Yeah.
And he could have kids and he could have a relationship, whereas Alex was really struggling with the whole thing.
yeah. Well,
It'll be
Well,
interesting.
You are an athlete, or you were a
I'm,
competitive basketball player.
I'm an elite athlete, a narcissist athlete.
and the
Once elite, always elite.
Yeah, it's funny. It's funny. It took me a long time when, as a player, I could not like anyone who was competing for the job with me. It was like, I must destroy this person.
Especially with women. In my sport, a lot of the men are actually good friends and they train together. I'm sure they have
No,
their
that's
hatred,
yeah.
but the women, I mean, they truly cannot even develop any sort of a friendship.
Yeah, when you see
They
the
just don't
Tour
have,
de
they have no
France.
capacity to do so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're at a disadvantage if you do. And I think that's one of the things that Alex was talking about.
Yeah, I had some great women this year because I kind of elevated to the national level, and I was a big fan of them.
Yeah.
It was actually hard to pass them in a race at one point because I didn't want to make them upset. So
Yeah.
then I had to learn to find some reason.
So Michael Jordan in that case was like Cersei in Game of Thrones. Yeah, Cersei. That's right. That's the analogy. What about Bill Russell? Was he vicious?
Driven by super competitive.
Yeah.
Both people, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure he woke up and said, I want to destroy Wilt Chamberlain. Oh, yeah. It's a disadvantage not to want to destroy you.
Yeah.
But I would argue it's team sports. If you can't be like that.
No.
Like in individual sports, you must be like that. Like when Mike Tyson came out, he didn't say, "Oh, I really like Mike, the person I'm fighting against." He wants to destroy them.
And that's why.
If you're Michael Phelps, you want to destroy a competition.
He's an interesting case study because he's the prime example of that high that you never able to fill,
Yeah.
the bottomless pit. I learned that through this year. He talks about his depression.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you're experiencing this one today, but after your best competition or your best victory, the day after will be your lowest day.
No, it's funny
it's
you
just
say
an
that.
empty thing. You can never keep it full.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
I
funny.
learned that. Yeah.
So I'll never forget this. In high school, played. You know, I used to listen to Bob Dylan before the games when I paid my masterpiece, because you always want to play the perfect game in basketball.
Yeah.
Always want to play the perfect game. And we played our arch rival, and we rarely beat them. And this sounds narcissistic, but I played as close to a perfect game as you could, and we beat them. In the locker room afterwards, all I wanted to do was just cry. It's like, I now will never play the perfect game. That's me as close as I'll ever be. And it's like, and people are like, that was unbelievable. It's like, you're in this deep, deep depression.
Yeah.
Because
I was crying in a bathtub after a national championship once.
Yeah, yeah.
And I was like, what the hell's going on?
Yeah, yeah. And so people can't understand, because it's like you
Your
are
dreams just
driven
came
to
true.
perfection, and you did not get perfection because you did it in some way. I was just sitting there thinking,
It's a real existential moment.
yeah.
Well, why in that
Oh,
moment?
get out of your guys' eye.
But why in that moment you wouldn't say to yourself?
But by the way, we believe that you're a hipster, because no hipster would say that they're a hipster either. So the fact that you didn't say you're a hipster, there's a good chance you actually are a hipster.
I have a single speed bicycle, so I'm probably.
Maybe not. Maybe not if you think you are.
I don't know what that means.
Then that's now you're becoming more of a hipster.
We'll ride the wave.
Where's our man? Oh, there he is.
I was waiting outside for the conversation to get.
Oh,
Oh, wait, we got to get this done.
Yeah.
We got to get this done.